Hello and welcome to the program Inside the Real Estate right here on Housing TV Africa. I am Mimana Bagodu. Today we have a guest with us in the studio. We'll be discussing exploring the possibility of affordable housing in Nigeria. But before I introduce my guest, let's go on a quick break. We'll be back shortly.
My name is Biola Akiola.
My name is Miriam Lawa from Macro Homes Nigeria Limited.
Hey people, this is Town Planner Bello Oluwayinka.
Hello everyone, my name is Mayowa Okwedari. Keep watching Housing TV Africa.
Keep watching Housing TV Africa.
Shout out to Housing TV Africa, channel 149.
Keep enjoying Housing TV Africa on channel 149, Startimes.
Keep watching Housing TV. If you want to know much about what is happening in the built environment, housing related, land related issues, this is the place to go.
They are the best.
Housing TV Africa, your first in housing development broadcasting.
Welcome back. Dr. Niyi Adeleye is with me here in the studio. He's a real estate investment and wealth coach, and he's also the founder and president and the chief executive officer of Perfection Real Estate Group. You're highly welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. Okay, Dr. Niyi, let's start off with the current overview of the state of affordable housing in Nigeria. What do you have to say about that?
Well, for me, I have a personal view, and when we talk about affordable housing, in Nigeria, and it's based on my own personal experience. I can't really say whether we have what we call affordable housing really in Nigeria. Why? Because my own personal experience, for over 15 years ago, I've started schemes and concepts all in the name of trying to ensure that people have access to affordable home. But for one reason or the other, maybe based on the economy of the nation getting worse, if we have to say the fact, right, from administration to administration. So people are losing purchasing power, and so we don't get to really, achieve what we really originally intended to achieve, for people. But nevertheless, in one way or the other, we still are able to do one thing or the other. So my point is that when we talk about my perspective, my own personal perspective about affordable housing, it's really something that could be done. But I'm not satisfied personally with what we have achieved about affordable housing, in Nigeria, and this cut across every stakeholder, even the government too. So that's my personal perspective.
Okay, so with your personal perspective and all of what you just said, can you actually pinpoint the challenges preventing the widespread of the availability of affordable housing in Nigeria? Because you have made mention of you not being satisfied. You also made a statement saying that really, is there anything like affordable housing in Nigeria? So for you to, see that as not even available, then there must be challenges surrounding that. Yeah. So what are those challenges?
Okay, well, what I can say is that, when it comes to housing as a whole, there are many factors and many players that comes to bear, that comes to play, to achieve a particular, let me say, to achieve affordable housing, so to say. So there is the part of the government, there is the part of probably the developers, there is the part of the economy, there is the part of, the demand and supply for housing and so on and so forth like that. So I think those different dynamics, are not able to play together effectively. So, and that is what is causing the disparity between, achieving affordable housing and what we have, presently. For example, we talk about affordable housing in a place like, maybe like this kind of environment. It becomes difficult because even if a person stands to access the land itself,
it's a problem.
It's a problem, and it has the cost of so if I'm supposed to build affordable housing in this kind of environment now, it's already a fluke because I know what it takes me to acquire the land. And if I even have to say, okay, let me even go to remote places where I can do that, you find out that a lot of people will not want to come to that kind of, because it's an emerging a community or thereabouts. So, and a lot of things will go wrong. So, the challenge is that those players, right, that have to play together to make affordable housing possible have not been able to effectively come together. Talking about government now, the role of government, the role of the developer, the role of the supplier of building materials. For example, building materials is a factor. So all these things put together, before you know it, by the time you put together, the final product is already higher than what an average person can afford. Those are the challenges. So, I mean, something should be done about it. It's not a one-man affair. It's not the problem of the developer.
So everybody has to come together to make sure that access to affordable housing is possible. Okay, so that's a good one. Good to say that the world is changing, the world is growing, the world is developing, and then we have over the years, we have seen how technology have come to play into the housing sector. So this brings me to my next question. What role do you see smart home technology playing in addressing housing affordability in Nigeria?
Well, smart home, as beautiful as it looks, as beautiful, as practical as it looks, if you talk about smart home, then you also even add to the cost of making it much more unaffordable.
Oh,
that is the yes, that's the experience, you know, right now. Right?
Okay.
Because there are gadgets you need to put together to make a home smart. So by the time you put it together, you can find out that it's even more, we're talking about affordable housing. Right?
So that means that when you have that kind of structure, it's been limited to a certain level of people and not even the masses in the country.
Yes,
Okay.
So because there are a lot of things you need to put together to make to make a smart home. So those gadgets are not actually very, very affordable in the first instance. So we're talking about normal home that is, we're having challenges. So when making the home smart is driving up the cost. There are beautiful things to achieve, no doubt about that. Yeah, because it makes life easy. Even, for example, a smart home, if I'm not around, the electricity automatically goes off. But that automation itself costs something to make it happen. So that also had to the cost, driving up the cost of affordable housing.
So you're really convinced that that word affordable housing is not available?
That's something like that.
Okay.
Yes, because you're not able to do the needful.
All right then. So before we talk about your upcoming housing summit conference, I beg your pardon, which is very close, let us look at the theme first of all. What inspired the theme for this year? Because the theme for this year is affordable in Nigeria, possibilities. Yes, affordable housing in Nigeria, possibilities, probability, or FLUKE. So we want to know what inspired the theme for this year.
Yes, what inspired it is still based on our own personal experience from, our development company. We are a real estate development company, right? We believe in affordable housing, and we want to achieve affordable housing. But our experience, when it comes to affordable housing and the economy, the building material market, and so on and so forth like that. So have we been able to achieve affordable housing the way we meant it? I can't say yes with all my full chest, right? Because recently, you know what happens to building materials.
Yes.
Even now, cement moving from, less than 5,000 to over 15,000 or above before it was brought back. So all these are inputs. We talk about iron rod. So to put all these things together, you find out that this is moving beyond. See, it's about even the average person, right? It's not about even us. It's about the average person, the average Nigerian. So it's income, it's our income, and vis-a-vis achieving a home for him or herself and his family, right? So that is what we are concerned about now. So if you look at that dynamics, for that it's not really adding up, except you want to be talking something else that's not realistic. So, and that is where the problem is. So that's what inspired. Even talking about affordable housing in Nigeria, possibility, probability, or a FLUKE. So that's just it. Okay,
so Dr. Niyi, let's go on a short break, and then when we come back, we're going to talk about the objectives, the focus, and every other thing that is related to your conference. And also, you're going to talk to the viewers out there what they should be expecting, who they should be expecting, and what they stand to gain if they attend your housing conference. So viewers, let's go on a short break. We'll be back.
My name is Biola Akinola.
My name is Miriam Lawa from Macro Homes Nigeria Limited.
Hey people, this is Town Planner Bello Oluwayinka.
Hello everyone, my name is Niyi Adeleye. Keep watching Housing TV Africa.
Keep watching Housing TV Africa.
Shout out to Housing TV Africa, channel 149.
Keep enjoying Housing TV Africa on channel 149, Startimes.
Keep watching Housing TV. If you want to know much about what is happening in the built environment, housing related, land related issues, this is the place to go.
They are the best.
Housing TV Africa, your first in housing development broadcasting.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is the program Inside the Real Estate right here on Housing TV Africa. Still in the studio with my guest, Dr. Niyi Adeleye. We've been discussing exploring the possibilities of affordable housing in Nigeria. So, Dr. Niyi, let's look at the focus of your upcoming housing conference that is just by the corner. So, talk to us about it.
Well, we're doing a housing conference on the 2nd of May 2024.
Okay.
Right. So, the housing conference, the theme is affordable housing in Nigeria, possibility, probability, or FLUKE. So, and if you look at the theme, it's already giving an insight, for those who play effectively in the field of housing. Of course, this definitely resonates with them. Why? Because we all know what we face, as we try as much as possible to achieve affordable housing for the populace. So we're talking about whether affordable housing is a possibility in Nigeria. I believe it's possible if we do the right thing. But it's a probability, whether it is possible or it is not. Right? So a fluke means, are we just like saying it and it's not really playing out? Right? So we intend to invite all housing stakeholders, right from the government, the developers, building materials, professionals in the industry, and so on and so forth, to come and discuss the topic, whether affordable housing is a possibility, probability, or is even a fluke. That is what the conference is intended to achieve.
Okay, so for the attendance for this conference, is there a registration? Is it free? How can people, key into this?
Yes, we have a registration link because, of course, attendance, we're looking at engaging more than about 1,000 people, right? So to come and listen to what we have to say, I'm sure this will be of interest to many people who want to have a home or roof over their heads, right? So we have a link, registration link, perfectionrealestategroup.com/events.
Okay.
Definitely you will be able to register for the events.
Okay, is the registration free or people have to pay for that?
No, it's not. It's a free event, but registration is used as compulsory.
Okay.
For the purpose of planning.
Okay, so people have to register for them to be there. Okay, so that's a good one. So briefly, let's talk about your company. So talk to us about Perfection Real Estate Group. How many years have you been into business? What are the impacts you have been able to give out in the housing sector?
Okay, Perfection Real Estate Group is actually I've been in existence for well over 13, 15 years right now. So we started, of course, a development company, right? Trying to ensure that people have access to affordable homes. So we started then. I started as a realtor, right? I started marketing for some real estate companies, right? In 2 years into that, we were able to float our own development company. And I started acquiring my properties, and of course, people are taking advantage for the purpose of achieving affordable homes. We started marketing lands, creating an estate environment, laying them out for people to be able to have access to affordable home. So over the years, we find out that, oh, fine, this thing we're trying to do, but a lot of people are not still able to achieve that purpose. So we decided to float a cooperative society known as Perfection Real Estate Investors Cooperative Society. So we floated that. Immediately we did that, we were able to put in a lot of members, right, and put resources together. We were able to acquire land in different places, trying to put up an estate, right? So, and a lot of people, were into that. So, and then achieved a lot of things. But at the end of the day, we still find out that, okay, fine, a lot of people, people achieve housing. Some people achieve, ownership of land, right? But in our own minds, right, what we really want to achieve is that let each and every one, have access to affordable home. In the year 2020, we started our housing scheme, in a professional estate in Ibejuleki, right? So we're doing a 248 housing units there,
Okay.
right? So right now, we've been able to achieve a lot in terms of we delivered over 50,000 units right now, right? And it's still, ongoing. All these are targeted towards ensuring that people can have access to homes, right? So, and the dynamics there is that, of course, much as we try to do that, the markets are not friendly. The building material market is not friendly. So we find out that at the end of the day, these things we are delivering is going beyond what our primary people can achieve, right? So we have to be like upscale our marketing to attract people that actually can afford it more than the original people that we intended. So I'm just trying to say the facts, obvious facts, right? So this for somebody like me is still a problem. So when I look around, I found out that it's the same thing everywhere. So what are we talking about? So how do we make this affordable housing still what we should do for the generality of our people? So that's the prompting of why we are trying to do a conference like that.
Okay, so for these 3 days, you'll be bringing in stakeholders, you'll be bringing major key players in the housing sector, and this brings me to my next question. How important is collaboration among industry stakeholders in tackling the affordable housing crisis that we have in Nigeria?
I think that's just the main problem I just mentioned now. Collaboration is what I believe, will address the problem to a large extent. Right, because if we all collaborate together, especially starting from the government itself, we are maintaining an open hand to say, okay, we are willing to, make this happen. So how can we go about it? What do we need to do? Right, then people start coming up with suggestions and like that, before it, we are able to, address this issue. So collaboration is a very important issue among the key industry players. Right, so we need to collaborate. We need to engender trust. Such that when we do it very well, right? So we'll be able to achieve affordable housing for our people.
Okay, so this housing conference, is it an annual conference, or for how long have you been organizing this conference?
Well, I can say this is probably the third.
Okay.
Right, the first housing conference was when we launched our housing scheme. That was 2017. Like we want to go into housing. Okay. Right, so we're trying to attract, we wanted to tell the public and this is what we are trying to do. We hosted a housing conference at that point in time. The second housing conference we did was when we invited the Adini Kefasmoya, about Oshila Jahia. We invited her in 2019, we invited her. We talking about educating our people about how to access mortgages, because at that time we already acquired land, we were already preparing towards launching our housing scheme. Okay. So to educate people. So that was the second housing conference. This is about the third. And this is prompted by the fact that, okay, fine, 2019 we launched, 2020 we launched housing scheme, and the progress we have made. It's not like we didn't make any progress, we make significant progress. But the bottom line is that, okay, fine, these are a set of people we are looking at, but can they afford this housing now? The truth of the matter is that most of them cannot. So we have to have scale. Okay. So this is the prompting for this third housing conference, like thinking like, we started for some time ago. This is how far we have gone. So this is people in our minds. Are they able to afford what we have been able to do now? To take a yes or no. So that is the discussion.
Yes, I was coming to that. So what should the viewer be expecting? Who are the people that will be attending this housing conference?
Okay, well, virtually everyone in the public that shelter is important to you and your family. then of course you need to be there. I mean, that's the primary constituency we're talking about. But nevertheless, we're also bringing, key players in the housing industry. Like where everybody has an angle, I mean, the building material people definitely have an angle, the government has its own angle, the developers have their own angle. So we are all coming together to discuss what's about this affordable housing in this Nigeria, right? So is it that it is possible for us to achieve? If it's possible, how, right? So, and if it's a fluke, can we face the reality? So that we don't keep talking about it and then without, nothing to show for it.
Okay, so Dr. Niyi, reflecting on past affordable housing schemes in Nigeria, what can you say are the lessons that can be learned, and what strategies do you believe, as someone who has been in the sector for, a good quality number of years, can be implemented to enhance the effectiveness, number one, and then also sustainability of future initiatives?
Okay, one thing I believe, first of all, we are talking about collaboration. First, collaboration was we need to collaborate. All the key players in the industry must be willing to collaborate, first of all. Secondly, I think government should look into how we can manufacture building materials, in our own economy, in our country, right? So if we do a lot of that within, it doesn't mean that we will not be subject to, the exchange rates in importing building materials. Virtually all the building materials are imported to our country. So if you can manufacture or encourage those who can come into our country to do manufacturing of these building materials, so that will go a long way also in helping, right? Then of course government should also make it possible for us to be able to access land easily, title land easily, right? So even if government has to make money from all these processes, I think we should just take it easy with ourselves, such that, at the end of the day, the cost, what we're talking about here is cost.
Yes.
So at least developers are businessmen. So they want to manage their cost. They want to be able to say, this is my cost and this is my profit. So nobody wants to labor for anything.
Of course.
So, and what I buy, what I will sell, it's just common to any other industry like that. So, but if these things are put in place, right, I believe that it will go a long way in driving down cost and then making it more affordable to more people, right? So the mortgage rates too is part of it too. Mortgage rates. So mortgage is going, the NPL has gone up, and then I think it probably will affect mortgage too, right? So these things are really not working the way it should, right? So, but if we can, look at different areas and collaborate. Collaboration is the name of the game, right? So if we are able to do that, I'm sure that. And the political will to do it, I'm sure we'll definitely achieve it.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Niyi Adeleye, for that. So before we wrap it up, speak to every individual out there watching you. Talk to them about the conference, what they stand to gain, and you're expecting to see them on that day.
Well, thank you. This is for general public. As long as shelter is important to you, which I believe it is, right, you need to be at the conference, right? So it's going to be an assemblage of so many key players in the real estate industry. So come and hear from different insights so that you can actually really conclude. Because what we are looking for is a solution, to making it possible for you to be able to afford, a roof over your head. So it is important that this message resonates with you. You should actually be a part of this upcoming conference. It is 2nd of May 2024 at Diva Event Center around Abramadeswanya, along Lekki Express Road, Diva Event Center, kilometer 25. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Niyi Adeleye, for being on today's program Inside the Real Estate. It was a pleasure speaking with you, and we wish you the very best. And we hope that this upcoming housing conference will be one of the solutions that we need to provide affordable housing for all.
It's about solutions to the housing issues.
Okay, viewers, thank you so much for watching today's episode of the program Inside the Real Estate. I'll come your way same time, same station with another exciting episode. My name is Mimuna Bagudu. Have a great day.